It's Tuesday, August 20th of 2019, and I'm just here to talk about stuff. Today on Guy's Daily Drive. Hey everybody. It's another glorious Tuesday as I wind my way through traffic on my way to go bowling. I was actually going to start this a lot sooner than I have, except I couldn't get it all set up, which kind of leads me into my first topic. I'm going to continue to use the iPod Touch for recording. I think for the most part that has worked out pretty well. It's only 720, and I could get much higher resolution if I went to like my iPhone, which is an 8 Plus and can certainly shoot at 1080. I don't know if it shoots at 4K off the top of my head, but doesn't really matter. Seeing how this is going on YouTube, does it really matter if I'm shooting in 1080? I mean, I'm already kind of bouncing all over the highway as I do this, so I don't know. I don't think it matters. I think 720 is good enough. Once I put stabilization on it, it is what it's going to be. So, but there is some new stuff coming in. I'm getting a new mount, and instead of it going directly onto the mirror, which has been kind of problematic, since I also have the dash cam that kind of wraps around that mirror, and trying to get a mount that will like grip the back of the mirror and allow me to have the iPod Touch at this level is a problem, because it doesn't really fit that well. So when for example, when I went to Macstock, I had gone ahead, taken this whole rig out of this car and took it with me to Chicago and put that in the rental car. And I did a Guy's Daily Drive from the rental car. But then when I got home, it was kind of a pain in the neck to get it all set up again. And it's mostly because of the dash cam that I have on here. So my thinking is that what I'm currently using to secure the iPod Touch is going to be part of the mobile kit for the mobile kit. And the new thing that I'm getting, which instead of going around the mirror, it's actually going to go around the post for the mirror, and it secures that way. And then there'll be it's a thing that will secure the iPod Touch through a cold shoe, and then just to one side or the other of the cold shoe, of that cold shoe, there'll be another cold shoe. And I've got this shotgun mic that I'm going to try instead of the Samsung Go mic that I'm currently using. And we'll see if that works. I don't know if it's going to. I hope it does. And in essence, what that will allow me to do is, when I'm not shooting Guy's Daily Drive, the mount itself will stay exactly where it is, and I can just take the bar that has the two cold shoes on it put it in the glove box or something like that, just kind of out of the way. So there's that. Now, over in the MyMac Podcast that I do with Gaz and the Mac to the Future livecast, sleepy, that I do with Warren Sklar and David Ginsburg, been talking about the Apple Card. Mine has come. I have it. And it's kind of neat. I used it for the first time. Where did I use it? I think it was something stupid. Nothing that was all that big of a deal. It wasn't the grocery store, but it was something like the grocery store. Oh, I remember. It was Krispy Kreme. I got some donuts. Got some donuts as my first purchase from my physical Apple Card. How weird is that? So I got that's going on. Now what else is happening? I'm going to Texas first weekend of October, which is about a month and a half away, for my nephew's wedding, my sister-in-law's son. And it's probably going to be one of the last big family trips that we're able to do. So it's going to be me, it's going to be Guy Jr., it's going to be Peter, and it's going to be Tracy. And we're flying down to Texas, New Beaufort, something like that. I can't pronounce it. It's like between San Antonio and Houston. I think it's San Antonio and Houston. It's like a little town right square in the middle. No, San Antonio and Austin. So, this will be like my first time in Texas in 20 years, I think. Can't remember the last time. Last time I was in Texas, I was in Houston, and it was work related. And it was right when the PT Cruiser from Chrysler had first come out, which will give you some idea of how long ago that was. It was a really, really long time ago. And it's gonna be a pretty short trip. I mean, we're leaving on a Friday and we're coming back on a Monday. So we've got like one free day to do stuff, because we get there sometime on Friday, leaving at 6 o'clock in the freaking morning. And then that night is the rehearsal dinner, which we're invited to. And then Saturday is the wedding, and then Sunday is the day that we've got time to do stuff. And I don't know what we're going to do. I've sent some suggestions along. So far, I haven't heard much back on. I'm guessing we'll probably spend most of that time in Austin, because I've never been to Austin, and it's always kind of struck me as one of those weird places that you should go to if you can. So I'm looking forward to that. Of course, how much you can do in a day in any large city is questionable, but it's still going to be fun regardless. Whether it's just a few hours or a couple of days. And if we see enough stuff that we really like to do, then sure, we'll go ahead and we'll maybe schedule a trip to go back there sometime. But this will probably be the last big family trip that we do together. Certainly the last big family trip that I pay for together. The whole 4-day extravaganza is probably going to cost me in the neighborhood of $3,000. Between, the airfare is going to be $1,700, and then we've got, at the very least, 2 bags, one for Peter and Guy and one for Tracy and me. Might end up being 3 bags, but it's 2 bags there, 2 bags back. So that's going to end up being close to another $200 on top of the $1,700 for the flight. Then we've got a rental car and all the expenses associated with a rental car. And then we have two hotel rooms. Yeah, it's gonna be about $3,000 by the time everything is said and done. And okay, we've certainly enjoyed ourselves in the past as a family unit, and it'll be a lot of fun. I just wish it wasn't such a short trip. For potentially the last trip to just be this little quick there and back again, just doesn't seem right. My bowling, I thought, was getting better. It's not. I got two games under 100 last week. After the week before that, I'd done really, really well. It was like in the 140s, 150s, which isn't spectacular, but it's certainly an improvement for me. And I don't know what happened. It just seemed like it didn't matter what I did, however I held the ball. And this is my new ball that I just bought. Nothing seemed to work really, really well. So I'm hoping that today will be better. Fortunately, my self-esteem is not dependent upon how well I bowl. It's supposed to be for fun, and it is fun. Some people take it very, very seriously. I don't. Life is too short to sweat things like how well you do at bowling. Enjoy the time that you do the activities that you have a good time at, and don't fret the little things. Nothing is going to go 100% the way you want it to, and when it doesn't, if it goes a little south, well, that's okay too. Just let it go. All right, speaking of letting go, I think that is going to about do it for today. Thank you all so very much for downloading, listening, watching, however it is you consume Guy's Daily Drive. I am very, very grateful. If you would like, I just picked up a new Patreon supporter just as I lost one, but I didn't really lose him. He left Patreon as a platform. There's some problem with Patreon, and for whatever reason, people don't like them. So I set up, at his suggestion, it was Chris, set up a new pay system over using PayPal. And so the new way, if you want, that you can help support the things that I do is go to paypal.me/MacParrot, and you can make a donation that way. And anything that you do, anything that you want to contribute would be greatly appreciated. I am certainly not going to stop doing Guy's Daily Drive just because people do or don't give me money. I just appreciate the fact that people enjoy it so much. So thank you all. And if you want to contribute, that's cool too. So again, that's going to about do it. You can also find me over at the MyMac.com podcast that I do with Gaz, as well as the Mac to the Future Go livecast, which is on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. over there on the Facebooks, either in the Mac to the Future group or on my own page. And of course, you can get the audio version of this podcast, livecast, whatever you want to call it, over there in iTunes, which is, I guess, going to become the podcast app pretty soon. Or you can watch this if you're listening to this via iTunes podcast. You can also watch this over there on YouTube on my channel. And hopefully there'll be links to all of this stuff in the however you get this show. You can find links to all of this stuff if you go over to vertshark.com. I put links there to all of the various podcasts and live casts that I do. So that's where you can find that there. So that is, I swear to God, that's going to do it. I'm going to shut up talking now because I'm here at the bowling alley and I need to get inside. People are waiting on me so that they don't panic that there's not enough people to bowl, but now there will be because I'm there. So thanks, and we will catch you next time on Guy's Daily Drive.